Buddhism opposes fatalism, rejects theism, discourages fortune-telling and wish-making, and does not encourage burning paper offerings. Buddhism regards dependent origination. All phenomena arise from causes and conditions as the world's first principle, from which karmic retribution, cause and effect, is derived. All things arise and cease due to causes and conditions. Nothing is eternal, hence all phenomena are impermanent. The self is also impermanent, a kind of conventional existence, which is the doctrine of no self, Anātman. Buddhism does not acknowledge a creator God. The Buddha is merely one among all sentient beings. Not the creator of the world, everyone has the potential to become a Buddha. Click the plus sign to follow this account for more exciting content. As the theoretical foundation of Buddhism, Buddhist philosophy is a logically rigorous system of dialectical thought. Its principle of karmic retribution holds that the events a person encounters are the results, fruits caused by their previous actions, including those in past lives, which are the causes. It is a system of one reaps what one sows, determined by one's own deeds, not by an external fate or destiny. Therefore, Buddhism does not advocate fatalism. Specifically, Buddhism considers dependent origination to be the most fundamental principle of the world, akin to a first principle. All things and phenomena arise due to specific causes, hetu, internal causes, and conditions, pratyaya, external conditions. Here, Dhamma refers to all phenomena and things in the world. Buddhism holds that the world has no ultimate original source. This is because if all Dhammas include everything in the world, they should logically also include any original source. According to the law of dependent origination, this original source, being one of the all Dhammas, would itself have causes and conditions for its arising. This implies there would be an even earlier origin before it, so it cannot be called a true original source. Consequently, unlike Christianity, Buddhism does not acknowledge a creator God. The Buddha is just one among sentient beings. Not the world's creator everyone can become a Buddha. It's just that the mirror of one's mind is currently covered with dust. Polish that mirror, and you too are a Buddha. Furthermore, Buddhism teaches that all things are in a state of constant flux. This is emptiness in Buddhism. Emptiness refers to the illusory nature arising from this constant change, i.e., the temporary manifestation of phenomena, not non-existence or nothingness. Nothing has an eternal, unchanging essence. Existence, often implying inherent existence, svabhava, means existing independently of other conditions. Non-existence, emptiness, means lacking inherent existence, requiring dependence on other conditions to exist. All things follow the cyclical pattern of formation, continuation, destruction, and emptiness, a principle called impermanence, anicca. This is because, according to dependent origination, things arise depending on causes and conditions. If the causes and conditions cease, the thing also ceases. Hence, phenomena lack inherent nature, dhammas are without self-nature, nothing can exist independently. All things arise and cease with the gathering and dispersing of causes and conditions. Nothing is eternal, thus all phenomena are impermanent. The human self is also one of these phenomena, so the self is also impermanent, subject to birth and death, constantly changing a kind of conventional existence which Buddhism calls no self, Anātman. Similarly, Buddhism denies the existence of an eternal, indestructible soul. If one stubbornly believes the self or phenomena to be eternally real, one gives rise to clinging. Clinging to the self, atmagraha, if one believes the self is real, or clinging to phenomena, dhammagraha, if one believes phenomena are real. Additionally, from the principle of dependent origination, the concept of reincarnation, samsara, can be deduced. The actions performed by sentient beings are called karma. Karma, internal cause, together with the external environment conditions, produces a result, fruit, or effect, forming karmic retribution. It's important to note that different karmas do not cancel each other out internally. For example, if you perform one good deed and one bad deed simultaneously, they do not net to zero. Instead, they will respectively produce positive and negative retributions. Therefore, death is not the end. Because much of the karma created during life has not yet ripened into results, the karmic debt hasn't been fully settled. Thus, one must be reborn into a new life. Whether one is reborn as a human, a deva, godlike being, or an animal, the 6 realms of reincarnation, deva, asura, human, animal, hungry ghost, hell being, and the conditions of that birth depend on the karma from previous lives, like an account balance. For the birth of a new life, parents are merely the external condition. The more important internal cause is the karma from past lives. Only when cause and condition combine can a new life arise. If there is an internal cause but lacking external conditions, the result, retribution, cannot yet manifest. Hence the saying, justice may be delayed, but it is not denied. To escape reincarnation, to fully settle the karmic account, to end cause and effect, i.e., to attain the state of nirvana, one needs to practice. The goal of practice is to stop creating new karma, avoiding new debts, preventing new cause and effect. Specifically, Buddhism, based on the law of dependent origination, summarizes the 12 links of dependent origination, nidanas, that lead to the creation of karma. 1. Ignorance, avidya. 2. Volitional actions, saskara. 3. Consciousness, vijnana. 4. Name and form, namarupa. 5. 6 sense bases, hauhayatana. 6. Contact, sparsha. 7. Sensation, vedana. 8. Craving, trishna. 9. Grasping, upadana. 10. Becoming, bhava. 11. Birth, jati. 12. Aging and death, jara marana. These 12 links are interconnected in a chain, with ignorance as the primary source. Therefore, practice must first eradicate ignorance by understanding the truth of the Dharma. Only then can one avoid new cravings and the creation of karma, ultimately eliminating the need for rebirth and a future life. In this way, one breaks free from the cycle of cause and effect and attains final nirvana. Specific practice methods include shila, ethical conduct, observing precepts; samadhi, meditation, concentration; and prajna, wisdom, studying the Dharma. The most fundamental is prajna. Sila and samadhi are aids to achieving prajna. Only by attaining prajna can one eliminate the initial ignorance in the chain of causation, nipping karma in the bud. Just as wisely examining your actions and thoughts helps avoid every potential new expense, thus generating no new bills. Note: Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are free from craving, so the karma they perform is pure karma, which does not produce results. On the other hand, karmic retribution is a concept within the realm of reason. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, having transcended the rational world, are no longer subject to this rational concept of cause and effect. Thus, their karma no longer leads to retribution. Buddhism considers the human body merely a temporary, foul bag of skin. The corpse is meaningless after death, so lavish funerals are not encouraged. Since a person will be reborn into a new existence, as another human or animal, etc., the remains left in the grave no longer represent the deceased, becoming ownerless property. Hence, ancestor worship is also not advocated. While visiting graves might be done, it is merely a symbolic way to express grief and pray for the departed's swift liberation and perfection. Paper money is burned as an offering for ghosts, but the deceased may have already been reborn as a new being. Even if paper money is burned, they wouldn't receive it. The system would respond, "No such ghost found." Furthermore, Buddhism opposes offering valuable items to the Buddha. As long as one's heart is sincere towards the Buddha, external offerings can be simple, like placing some fruit or food as an expression of respect. These food offerings should be removed before spoiling and consumed by people to avoid waste. Like offerings, burning incense is merely a gesture of respect. It has no substantive effect, even if one spends 8,888 yuan on the first incense stick of the new year at the temple. Moreover, making wishes, praying for specific favors, and fulfilling wishes, promising something in return, are not genuinely encouraged in Buddhism. Buddhism encourages making heartfelt vows, and then personally transforming those vows into action through dedicated practice. This is because it resembles making a deal or a bet with the Buddha. Since the Buddha is already omnipotent and possesses boundless power, would he be swayed by small favors like gilding a statue or burning tall incense sticks offered after a deal is fulfilled? Buddhism also does not encourage celebrating birthdays, because birth is one of the 4 sufferings: birth, aging, sickness, death. Birth itself is suffering and marks the beginning of the sea of suffering in life, so what is there to celebrate? As mentioned earlier, because Buddhism emphasizes karmic retribution, your present actions shape your future. It opposes fatalism. Therefore, Buddhism does not endorse divination, fortune-telling by drawing lots, physiognomy, face or palm reading, astrology, or choosing auspicious days. The purpose of bowing to the Buddha in practice is primarily to pay homage to him as a successful role model of cultivation, not to ask for miraculous intervention or the display of superpowers, and simultaneously to humble one's own arrogance. Offerings are mainly about practicing generosity dana, which helps to curb one's own desires and attachments. In Chinese folk tradition, the prevalence of such practices, not endorsed by Orthodox Buddhism, stems largely from the pragmatic and syncretic nature of Chinese folk beliefs. They blend Buddhism with ancestor worship, indigenous cults, Taoism, and Confucianism's so-called unity of the 3 teachings. Thus, many behaviors are not purely Buddhist, even if a Buddha statue sits on the altar. Another explanation is that while Buddhism requires its monks and dedicated followers to uphold these pure ideals, it adopts a tolerant approach towards ordinary temple visitors, beginners, tourists, interested laypeople, volunteers, donors, benefactors. It engages their interests through peripheral activities. If the rules were too strict for newcomers, e.g., banning incense, burning, wish-making, and vow-fulfilling, it might impact the temple's income from incense donations and offerings, making it difficult for monks to sustain their daily lives, and potentially hindering the spread of the Dharma and the growth of the Buddhist community. This is analogous to an NBA basketball team. The professional players strictly adhere to team rules regarding diet and daily routine, while fans attending the game are engaged with various peripheral activities and can even buy cola and popcorn to fully enjoy the experience, encouraging them to become regular attendees and grow the fan base. I am Wu Huaiyu, a PhD from the Chinese Academy of Sciences and a postdoctoral fellow from Peking University, and the founder of AI Philosophy. For more detailed information, please refer to the complete version of this book. In addition to this short video, you can also click on my avatar to view more long videos.